Mr. Entertainment.
Yes. Welcome to Mr. Entertainment. We are here live. I am your host, Dion Norman, and tonight we have a very exciting show. This is our season premiere right here on WNEN TV, Power NEN Radio, and also iHeartRadio. Tonight's very episode is a very special guest, very close person to the heart. He is known as a legendary person, an iconic producer. And we're going to talk to him because he has a very special, exciting event. And we also want to dip in the past, man, because he is really responsible for a national artist that you probably never knew. But we broke his record out, and he got to explain everything to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. BRIAN Piccolo. What's up,
Dun, 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 dun. All right. How y'all doing out there?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored, man. I'm busy at the same time, but I took time out to sit with you for a minute,
man,
and talk about everything good in life, huh?
I appreciate you. You got a major event coming up, man, October the 13th. Can you let everybody know about that?
Yeah, October the 13th. What's going on is that we're calling this the Detroit's 40-year milestone celebration. Now, if people say Detroit's 40-year milestone celebration, what does that mean? Is that an anniversary date or something? No, it's just a celebration, that nephew. We just been walking this thing called life for a long time.
Dude.
And from 1979 to 2019, that happens to be 40 solid years that we've been watching this thing called life transform.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you have in that 40 years that I have seen the likes of Mayor Coleman Young, Herman Henderson.
Right.
I mean, State Representative Rosemary Robinson, Tom Barrow. I've seen Herman Davis. I've seen Chapter 8 and Anita Baker. I could go on and on and on. You know, all of these great things that I have seen in 40 years.
Right.
And so it's a blessing that it all came out of Detroit, Michigan. Okay? And it went around the world. So we decided to give homage to that, because we'll never get that 40 years back.
Right.
You'll never see another Mojo, Electrifying Mojo again. You'll never see another Nat Morris, okay?
Right.
You'll never see another one of these, none of these Doc Larry Elliott from WJLB. These things right here is once-in-a-lifetime situations that'll never occur again. So we decided to get all of those that in the room that's still with us, and then those that are being honored in their memory, all in the same place on October the 13th, man. It's going to be exciting.
Man, exciting event. It takes place at the Ford Community Performing Arts Center. It's located at 15801 Michigan Avenue, of course, in Dearborn, Michigan. The show starts at 3 p.m. Tickets are available now. The performance, I'm looking at this list, man. Yeah. You got to break it down for them. Please let them know who performing live. This list is incredible.
This is actually growing still. I mean, here we are. I've been working on this since about January, actually.
Yeah.
And can I just talk about it a little bit? Because God is an awesome God. If I can just talk about him a little bit, because he gets all the glory in this. We can't reverence in none of this on our own, because he put it in the spirit. He put all these people together. He made everybody say, yes, I'll participate.
So
what we have, we're going to have the likes of RJ's latest arrival, who have not been performing since the late 80s and early 90s, okay? And they're coming out of retirement to come and do Shackles on Our Feet.
Wow.
And Wind Me Up. These records was very huge back in the day. You got Dream Boy, used to be back in the day with Ready for the World, and groups like that that's going to be in the building performing. You got Mr. Dwayne Parham, one of the greatest saxophone players that came out of Detroit. I mean, the list goes on and on, man, with that thing right there.
Right. That list is beautiful, man. And I also see that you have, let me see on this list, Undisputed Truth, Spider Turner, Dwayne Parham.
Yes, you know, we're doing a tribute to Mr. Norman Whitfield. Now, Norman Whitfield is powerful. Norman Whitfield produced songs like Ball of Confusion, for the Temptations. Norman Whitfield did songs like I'm Wishing on a Star by Rolls Royce. He did Car Wash by Rolls Royce. He did so many. He did the song Undisputed Truth song I'm sorry, Smiling Faces.
Okay.
So this guy is phenomenal, and they're coming in town. Mr. Spider Turner is very close to Norman back in the day. See, this is going to be a lot of history in the building, nephew, and they got to come. And we're inviting all of those that's young that had not been born in the year of maybe 79 or even in 63. You've been born after that in the 80s or something. This is your legacy right here. So you need to come and see what went before you so you can get inspired. Like Mr. R.J. Watkins will be in the building. One of your great uncles, you know. And he's going to be there to inspire you. I believe you got your inspiration from his legacy.
Yes,
you know?
yes, sir.
So, yeah, and Mr. Henry Tyler will be there. You got your inspirations from his legacy.
Exactly.
See? So we want some young up and coming blood. You know, some of the schools are coming out to witness this great affair, and not just the 5.0 students, not the 4.0 students, but the 3.25. Okay, those that's struggling a little bit and don't think that they can make it. But we want to encourage them to say, yes, you can be the next senator, you can be the next councilman. You know what I'm saying? You can be the next mayor of this city. You can be the next Anita Baker. You can do these things.
Right. Most definitely, you can do that. Now the people that you are celebrating, right? It's a nice list. Ooh, it's a nice list. Can you give some of the names out?
Yeah. There are a bunch of them, but like you say, we have Mr. Kwame Kenyatta. Kwame Kenyatta was very instrumental in the city of Detroit. He rose up the ranks. He was involved in all the civil rights activities, and then he went on to be a city council member. Okay, and he was the one that stood up when they was ready to close all the schools in the city of Detroit. Kwame Kenyatta stood up against that thing. When they was turning off the water and the lights in these schools, Kwame Kenyatta stood up against that thing as a city council member. So he passed away about 2 months ago in his honor, and rest in peace, Mr. Kwame Kenyatta. But in his honor, we're going to recognize him, and his family will be there. You have Mr. Ron Scott. Ron Scott is another political activist, a civil rights leader here in the Detroit area. See, people don't know their history, so we need to give them an update on what they have missed or what they can inspire to be. Mr. Ron Scott was kind of like Al Sharpton, if you know Al Sharpton from the city of New York. Al Sharpton was a very civil activist first. Anything went on in your community, Al Sharpton was there checking on his people. We had that in Mr. Ron Scott here in the city of Detroit, Michigan. He had a show that was on the air for a long time. It was called For My People, and he passed about 2 years ago. So Bishop Doris Scott, his sister, and the family will be there representing them. You have Mr. Ray O'Shea, who is a great promoter and a DJ here in the city of Detroit. That's been on the scene for 40 years, doing his thing in promotions and DJing. Will be there. Mr. Tyrone Bradley, same with him, been a DJ and a promoter for 40 years here in the city. Okay, you have people like that that's going to be Miss Pat Lewis. I talked to Miss Pat Lewis today. If you ever heard of Isaac Hayes, well, Isaac Hayes, the musician, is he was a bad composer, and he had songs like Shaft that came out. Well, Pat Lewis was one of the lead singers in the Hot Buttered Soul backup group for Isaac Hayes. She also produced and wrote songs and was on Stax Records. This lady is phenomenal, and she's still here in the land of the living with us. So we're going to honor her, and she's excited to be there. Okay, you have Mr. Geno Washington that's going to be there. I mean, the list goes on and on, and it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
I'm looking at this list too. I see you got Ron Banks.
Yes. Now you know what, and let me talk a little bit about Ron, because Ron was very special to me. He was really one of my godfathers. I have many on this planet that God put close to my heart, because I had no father, and so He put these great men in my area and in my circle to show me wisdom and knowledge and how to be a man. And so Ron just happened to be one of them. Okay, he was a singer. He was in the group The Dramatics. He was the lead singer and on not most of the songs, because L.J. Reynolds and people like that sung. But Ron was very, very special to me, and he passed a few years ago as well. And we're going to honor him. Sandra Banks, his widow, will be there. Mr. Ron Banks will be recognized and memorized on that day in our celebration.
Right.
Now, this is not an award ceremony.
Right.
This is not an inductee ceremony.
Right.
It's no kind of award period. It's a celebration. You know, Martha Reeves are the Vandellas who came out with that song, Dancing in the Streets, back in the day with Motown. She told me the other day, she said, man, God, this is the best thing since sliced bread that we're doing here. Because I do want to smell my flowers while I'm still yet to smell them. Yeah, they're going to name a street sign after me and all this after me, but I want to be able to celebrate with those that's still here while I'm here. So this is one of the reasons why we're doing this, nephew.
I feel you. I understand that. Yes, and this list is a beautiful list, man, to celebrate life as itself. I mean, Detroit Most Wanted. You have you got Ronald J. You got Sean P. Donna Faye, Carl Butch Small. Wow. You got him.
Let's talk a little bit about Carl Butch Small. See, Carl Butch Small is what we call one of our unsung heroes. Because a lot of people get the spotlight and you know them as such. But Carl Butch Small is a percussionist out of the city of Detroit, and actually right now he's on the road with the Temptations and the Four Tops. Okay, this man has played on songs like the Clark Sisters song, You Brought the Sunshine. If you ever heard that song, and it's a long percussionist that opens up that. Well, that's Charles. I mean, that's my man Butch, right? He's on the Snoop Doggy Dogg World with the Dramatics and Snoop Dogg. If you ever listen to that song and you hear the percussion, that's him playing back, you know. And so this guy has been on so many albums, all the albums that ever came out that needed percussions, they would call Carl Butch Small. And I've been knowing that man of God for about 35 or 40 years. And so we want to celebrate him and let everybody know, this is the gentleman y'all been hearing on all of these songs. This is the baby making music right here that everybody was born on, okay?
Right. I know, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, and then I see you got you have Awesome Dre. Dre, what up,
now,
dog?
Awesome Dre. Can I talk about Dre for a minute?
Do your thing.
You know, see, Awesome Dre, he was a rapper coming up, you know, and some rappers have the initiative to move forward and the desire and the hunger to do better. Well, at that time, coming up in the 80s, you know, rap was real new here and things of that nature, and I just happened to be at the forefront of that thing here for the Detroit area. So I got with Awesome Dre early in his career, and we were able to cultivate some things by me having this show called Rap's Corner here in the city of Detroit. It was very, very popular around the world, actually. And so I was able to catch the ear of some other record companies on Dre. And so he happened to get a deal with Bentley Records at that time. And Bentley Records was able to get him transferred over to Priority Records. And at that time, Priority had NWA on there and Eazy-E on there. And so Dre was the third, he was the third leg to that. And we went on tour around the world with them doing things all over. We all toured with Awesome Dre, and Awesome Dre was holding it down for the city of Detroit. A lot of people don't know the real workings of that, but we give homage to Dre, and he's still yet with us.
Most definitely, because I remember that you guys broke Awesome Dre out, and Dre got a video also as well. I don't know. Did you produce the video too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, man. You should be on this list too. This is a beautiful list, man. I'm just going and going. And I also see you have Carl Carlton, legendary Carl Carlton, man. And
Carl Carlton, I just talked to Carl, man. See, this is just how close Detroit is. And when you get in the loop, nephew, and as you move forward and grow in this thing, you know, this next generation coming up, you know, God say the same, you'll have this legacy and you'll have all these great memories 20 and 40 years down the line yourself. Okay? But I did 40 years in this business. So I have ran across a whole lot of people. And Carl Carlton, when he was little Carl Carlton, I knew of him. And then he went on to get fame in this song called She's a Bad Mama Jamma. And that took him all around the world and gave him the notoriety and the fame that he knows today. But just so recently, he had a stroke. He was very, very sick. He's coming up out of it now. I talked to his wife, Nita, and Nita said, Piccolo, are we still doing the event on the 13th? I said, sure we are. Well, Carl said he's going to be there. He's feeling much better, and he wouldn't miss it for the world. So I'm excited about that, you know, and it's a blessing when the industry recognizes those in the industry and feel like we can all come down on one accord, man, and be in the same room together. That's awesome to me. Mr. Carl Carlton, we pay homage to him. Yes.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Carl Carlton got one of the baddest hits that's still being played today. It's probably playing right now. That song will always be like one of the top 10 songs in Detroit history. Bad Mama Jamma, man. That is the song right there. As I'm still going through the list, I see we got Cruising with Foodie. Now I know Foodie was a part of the GPR family also as well. I'm trying to see who else you have.
And you know, Foodie has a lot of knowledge there. Foodie and I go way back. He's a real close friend. He actually helped me coordinate what I'm doing with this event. We talk almost every day. And he said, Pig, you know, so he give me advice and things of that nature on how to put on a professional, which I've been doing this forever, but I do appreciate those that come aboard. And so Foodie has been one. And, you know, Foodie is still on the air. He's on 92.3 iHeart Radio himself, Cruising with Foodie. And he always tell me, and I think about it too, because the radio has changed so much, nephew. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
It has changed so much. And you're blessed to be honored and to have your own format and have, you know, your own range of some things, because it's so controlled nowadays. People don't realize how controlled radio is, and then maybe they realize how controlled it is. But Foodie happens to be still on the air. He's a icon in the radio industry, and we're proud to have him in the building with us on that evening. Yes.
That's beautiful, man. That is so beautiful. And now Detroit Legacy, Star LLC, proudly presents the 40th year milestone celebration, and it's hosted by Greg Dunmore from Post Beat Media, co-hosted by Nen Bailey from the Nen Bailey Show.
Yes, now you know Greg Dunmore is powerful. Greg has been around a long time too. He just came back from Orlando, Florida, about 4 weeks ago, I guess, when the movie Kitchen had first premiered. He was out there doing the screening of it. Greg has been in the media business for years. He's been around Aretha Franklin so long, and Patti LaBelle, these kind of people, he know them by their first name. They call him by his first name. Greg is very knowledgeable in this industry, so everybody on that list, he has partaken in them as well. So when I woke up one morning, God put it on my mind to get in touch with Greg that he would be the host. Because, nephew, with this thing and everything that you're doing, and anybody that's listening, don't try to take it upon your own self to feel like you can do it. You wait on the Lord. You know, wait on God to minister to you. It may be in your sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I'm preaching right now. But I think he has to tell you what to do, and then you get up and then you act on it. So he told me, God told me, he said, because I was saying, who's going to be the host? Who's going to be the co-host? I just don't. So he ministered to me and told me that Greg will be it. I called Greg, and Greg was able to accept. He said, man, I wouldn't turn this down for the world. You know, I admire you. We are constituents in this business, and it'd be a pleasure to work with you. See, that's how God works.
That's how God works.
Nen Bailey happens to be the daughter of Charles and the Floaters. Charles of the Floaters is Nen Bailey's father, and so she's been around the industry based on her father's credibility and everything. She got her own television and radio iPod show, right? And so everything just came together in divine order, man. I couldn't even have did this myself. That's why I tell everybody, God gets the glory on this event. And anything that we do in our lives, I tell everybody, let's don't say it's of us. You know, you give all that credit to him, because you can't outdo him giving. You give it to him, he gonna give it back to you, pressed down, shaking together, and running over. You ain't gonna have enough room for all the blessings that God can do for you if you just give it over to him.
Straight facts. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Now, once again, you have performances by Undisputed Truth, RJ's latest arrival, Spider Turner, Sharon Love Jones, Walter Allen Steen, Michael McNeil, Carl Reed, I'm I'm trying to see who else you got. I think that's
now, you know what? Carl Reed is a popular guy, too. Carl Reed has been a hair designer for 35 years or so.
Okay.
All of them came up together, him, John Gooden, and everybody in that era. That still got a legacy in hair. You know, Hunter Grinder's Hair Wars and all like that. That's that legacy right there. And some of them went off to do music. And Carl got some good music out here right now. So I've been knowing Carl just that long. So he asked me, said, man, you know, could I possibly get on there and do my songs? Of course. So he got some good music, and you'll hear him on that evening as well. And I'm trying to get you down there to DJ for me and fill in where it needs to be filled in at. You know, everybody, I know DJ Fingers, I know DJ Purse, I know Greg, I know just everybody came up. See, let me just give you a little history on that too, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time, because this is all very important, because I came up through the ranks in 1979. That's why 1979 to 2019 is very important. That's 40 years. So when I came into the industry in 79, and I was working for Mr. Nat Morris doing the scene, then I got so good at it, God blessed me to learn everything about that show. Lighting, directing, engineering, stage managing, everything about that show that I decided that I wanted to do and help him produce the show. And he said, well, I can make you a, Nat Morris said, well, you can be associate producer or things like that, but this show is already produced. Until you come up with a concept like you're doing, when you come up with a concept and make it happen, then that's when you have produced something. So I said, okay, and at that time, Run DMC and these kind of groups, Kid Fresh, and these kind of groups like Rakim, and all of that was getting ready to start coming aboard. So I looked and said, wow, I can do that right there. And that's what made me come up with Rap's Corner. You know, I decided, I'm going to go into rap. I was talking to the program director, Mr. Joe Spencer of WGPR one day. I walked in his office and I said, you know what? Nat said that I need to find my own niche if I want to produce something, because I really want to be a producer at that time. And I looked on his table and he had Run DMC's new record had just came out. It was still on the demo. It wasn't even a full record yet. And I said, you know what? That's what I want to do right there. I want to get into rap. And that's how that's how I got into rap. I made rap real popular here in Detroit. Was nobody doing it. They didn't have Yo MTV Raps wasn't out yet. None of that was out yet. So we were the forerunners to all of that. I had every industry rap artist come down, like Fat Boys, Joe Ski Love, Rakim, X-Clan, KRS-One, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, when they came out with Parents Just Don't Understand. I'm talking about, we helped break all of those artists as they was first getting out there when rap first started. Because if you notice, none of the radio stations were playing rap at that time. They just didn't understand it, wasn't trying to do it. But I was able to play it and show videos because I had a television show. And so that's what made me catch the eye of the record companies like Warner Electric in Atlanta, you know, Arista, Sugar Hill Records. All these record companies started looking at me and saying, wow, who is this cat in Detroit playing all this rap? So they was on my head. They was on my head, you know, bringing artists in for me and everything, flying me to New York. So I got a real good rapport with rap. And MC Hammer and I are very, very close. You know, we helped break his career here in Detroit, too, as well.
I was about to go there, too. Like, not only you helped those careers, though, but let it be known that Detroit broke out MC Hammer. And this is the guy right here we talking to. This guy here is the one that helped Let's Get It Started blow up in the city of Detroit. I met MC Hammer through y'all. It was at one of the shows y'all did for him, and that's how I met.
Believe we was at the Brotherhood Club, and I had a kiddie disco there.
All right, we are back here live on Mr. Entertainment Television, live television, man. Things happen, call drop, and hopefully we getting back a little bit later. But I will stress the issue on his event. Now, his event is called Detroit's 40th year milestone celebration. It takes place October 13th at 3 p.m. at Ford Community and Performing Arts Center in the city of Dearborn. Tickets are on sale. For ticket information, contact Brian Piccolo. And you have live performances by Undisputed Truth, RJ's Latest Arrival, Spider Turner, T Money Green, Sharon Love Jones, Walter Allen Steele, Lauren D. Harper, Dwayne Parham, Michael McNeil, Forrest C. Grimmett, and Carl Reed, and a host of others. Hosted by Greg Dunmore and co-hosted by Ned Bailey. They are celebrating some of the biggest iconic names in the city of Detroit. We go with Ron Banks, David Ruffin, Jackie Wilson, Geno Washington, Rosa Robinson, Matt Miller, Cruising with Foodie, Ray O'Shea, Tyrone Bradley, Ron O.J., Ron Scott, Kwame Kenyatta. Let me see, on the other side, you have Donna Faye, R.J. Watkins, R.J. Latest Arrival, H.T. Henry Tyler, Sean P., Carl Butch Small, and a host of others. So this is an event that will take place October 13th, live at the Ford Community Performing Arts Center. So please get your tickets, because this will be an historic event. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pause. Okay, and we're going to see if we can bring him back, because he was getting into the things that he was doing in the city back in the day, but not even in the city, but just nationwide, with a video show that he had called Rap's Corner. Now, Rap's Corner was brought to us late 80s, and it was before DTV, before Turbulence, before 7 Mile to Belle Isle, before Video Vibe, before all these video shows hit in the city of Detroit. The #1 video show, the first one ever, was Rap's Corner. And they broke Hammer, they broke Ultra Dre. You know, if you heard it earlier, Jason Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Run DMC, probably Curtis Blow, and a host of others. So we trying to get him back. Probably maybe like 10-15 minutes we'll come back with him, and he's going to explain to us. It'll be part 2 of the show. So when we come back, hopefully you'll lock in with us. So appreciate you for watching us right now, but when we come back, just tune in and get a brief history of Mr. Brian Piccolo. Appreciate y'all. 100.
This is another certified banger by Mr. Entertainment.